He's speaking 200 feet away from it. He shows up with the biggest mask I've ever seen. Well, you have to understand, the first time I ever heard of Black Lives Matter, they were chanting, pigs in a blanket, talking about police. Pigs, talking about our police. Pigs in a blanket, fry them like bacon. And then they have cans of soup. And they throw the cans of soup. That's better than a brick because you can't throw a brick, it's too heavy. But a can of soup, you can really put some power into that, right? And then when they get caught, they say, no, this is soup for my family. They're so innocent. This is soup for my family. It's incredible. And you have people coming over with bags of soup, big bags of soup, and they lay it on the ground, and the anarchists take it, and they start throwing it at our cops, at our police. And if it hits you, that's worse than a brick, because it's got force. It's the perfect size. It's like made perfect. And when they get caught, they say, no, this is just soup for my family. And then the media says, this is just soup. These people are very, very innocent. They're innocent people.
And I have a simple proposition here. I'm here to ask you for your help. Where I come from, you don't get far unless you ask. My name's Joe Biden. I'm a Democratic candidate for the United States Senate. Look me over. If you'd like to see help out and not vote the other by
They felt pretty comfortable after day 2.
Eight months after his alleged meeting with the Burmese executives, so this Burmese, they say, pronounce it Burmese, a real beautiful company. Everybody comes in your grandmother year. Everybody comes in your grandmother year. $7 million for reef fish management. $25 million to combat Asian carp. $2.5 million to count the number of amberjack fish in the Gulf of Mexico.
Hello users, and welcome to another episodic installation of Above It All. Hello, this is not episode 1212, this is 1213. Sorry about that. How's everyone doing? How's the group here? Wow. Alright, yesterday was crazy. I don't have yet all of the video on Twitter, in my Twitter thread, and I did not have enough time to do that when I got home. So, that's a problem. But I do have the videos on my computer now, and I will skim through them and showcase some of what happened last night. But I had to stop recording and posting because there was just too much to just deal with, you know, like I couldn't deal with that. So that's the idea. Chokey, I'm in a terrible mood today. Please cheer me up. Oh no. All right. You know, here we go. I'm dancing. How's that? Is that good? How about this? I don't know. I'll just like otherwise try to be on my best behavior. So wow, man. So much shit to talk about. I still have to get through the UFO stuff. That's on my list of shit I need to fucking talk about. And I just haven't. It's just. I haven't done it yet. I just. You know how it is here. You know how we do shit here. If I haven't done it yet, I haven't done it yet. But I will. At some point. I gotta catch up on Ancient Aliens first. I'm only on season 2 and there's like 12 of them, so. Once I get the full deep lore of Ancient Aliens, then I will see the real UFO news. Andrea, you're so precious. Oh, no? Thank you, thank you. That was good, made me smile. That's all I'm after here, fucker. That's all I'm after here. Alright, wow. Holy mackerel. I'm just waiting for video files to copy at this current moment in time. Then I can start. Alright. Let me approve of my seating position. Alright, let me fix. Oh shit. There you go. Alright, this is me. Alright, let's do the news, I suppose, right? It's fucking. I don't know what's going on here. Okay. Local ass news. Can you believe that shit? I'm a local news reporter. Like, isn't that crazy? Like, I always think about this. Like, okay, so I'm a local news reporter. That's crazy. And I don't even get paid for it. That's the thing. Like, when the fuck are these people going to start paying me? Police take up 50% of the budget. I get 0%? Hello? Like, what the fuck? I'm reporting the news. I don't know if that's... Alright, that's a whole weird thing going on. But anyway... I saw you in Nomiki stream, I think, but I was too high to remember to say hello. Dude, I got so fucking high last night. I mean, this is a normal situation for me, but I got so fucking high last night. Let me just tell you. God damn. Alright, does EC... Yes, the Daily Advance is our one singular, that is to say one, that is to say there are not plural, there's only one. Singular local newspaper that has any sort of like actual institutional apparatus, you know, like it's been there for a while, it's got funding, that kind of bullshit. All right, god damn, yo, all right, let's get into this fucking shit. Okay, so day 29, folks, of protests in Elizabeth City over the police murder of Andrew Brown took place. And needless to say, it ended up with USA Today and other journalists being arrested. And shit got a little wild. I had to run from the police like 4 or 5 different times. I mean, I guess I didn't have to. I mean, theoretically, I could have chosen not to run. Or just ran once and then went home. But either way, so I ran from the police about 4 or 5 times. It was pretty crazy. So let's start it off. So we gather at around 5 to 6. And we have a decent crowd here. And we decide to once again say fuck to the permit and just take up random streets. And so that's what we do. That's what we're doing. That's what's happening in these video clips here. As you can see in this clip, the cops over here, they predicted us to keep going forward. We just turned right. And, you know, it's pretty good. So, but as we were going through some of the residentials, we picked up a bunch of people, and it was pretty tremendous. And then we get on to Airing House, which is, again, where all the fast food is. Oh, no, bitch, motherfucker, can't get your Bojangles. It's over for you. You're going to have to reorient your entire life in order to deal with that, or just wait 30 minutes, because we'll be gone soon. And so I just want to say, like, okay, so yesterday, I believe, or not yet, the day before yesterday, was when Womble made his decision public not to charge the officers who murdered Andrew Brown. And so we had pretty good energy and numbers yesterday, and that definitely did carry into today. And that's, like, for me personally, I consider that a win. Like, we had significantly more numbers than the day before yesterday. And so, like, that's a win. Because, like, in protests, when things happen, when more news drops, the numbers are going to have that spike, right? People are going to go like, whoop, and then they're all going to fucking come out, and then some of them will taper off. Some of them will come out the next day, and then some of them will not come out on the day 3 or whatever, right? And so, like, the idea of us gaining more people is pretty good, and I'm satisfied with that. And we also have, like, a decent chunk of cars following us, like a solid, like, 10 cars that are in the vicinity, providing with a buffer between the police and providing people with, like, you know, mobile. There's so much going on downstairs. Is that is that audible? Someone in the chat's like, doggies barking. I'm like, yeah, there's a whole thing going on downstairs. I have no idea what's going on. But anyway, fuck 12, and then so that's what happened. And so we decided to just once again just fuck around and just go somewhere else. So instead of marching back through Erringhouse, we decided, all right, we'll just go over here. And then we do, and so that's what happened. I actually think I have a video here. So, okay, we blocked the intersection here. And that truck you see zooming out, I believe someone sent me a video of that truck actually, like, almost driving on someone. And I'm going to look for that real quick. Just give me a sec. I'm downloading the video right now. Okay. Oh, Lord have motherfucking mercy. Alright, so this is what happened here. I'm trying to, like... Okay. Oh, I don't know how to use my phone. Okay, so this is what happened here. Someone sent me this video. As you can see, this car just drives right on there and almost hits people. Very upset, very angry. They're just not having a good one. And so I turned my camera on as they're, like, driving off. So that's what happened. Pretty wild, pretty crazy stuff. But again, that's just kind of the world that we live in. We have a bunch of people that live in Elizabeth City, and they're racist motherfuckers. We have about 50% of people that voted for Trump. They're garbage. Like, they're trash. Like, they're just absolute scumbags. And, like, you know, they just don't... They provide no use or service to society in any capacity. We'll put it that way. So everyone's fine, everything's good, and we continue to march down the motherfucking street. Yo, this kid is so good. I don't know how visible or rather audible that was. This kid is like, we don't get justice, we're gonna burn this down. And I'm like, whoa. So that's pretty funny. So we're going downtown, and that's what's happening. Look at this fucking church, by the way. Look at that. Thank you to all of our... Like, what is going on? Like, what is that? Like, that's crazy. But so we're still going. Look at this. This whole scenario is great. I keep forgetting that. Okay. So just, like, look at angry Karen. I don't know what the hell she's screaming. She's, like, screaming, get out of here or something. Look at this. Wait for it. Wait for it. You're gonna love it. You're gonna... Oh, the double. Did you see that? Look at that. Oh, look at that. Whoa, look at that. Karen's mad as hell. The double. I don't know if that's visible. Can you see the double? Like, the second one swings behind the door. It's a nice little double. You know how it is. You know how it is. You know.
In my opinion, it's never too late. So, little double sound deck. So.
Anyway, so we're going downtown, and we're being loud as hell. Like, again, I just want to say the energy level's very high. Everyone's like freaking screaming their lungs out. It's incredible. And so we go back on Road Street, and so here we have a little bit of a moment where we congregate. I'm loving this, like, wide angle, like, camera lens on this new phone. It's fantastic. So we have a little bit of this moment where we congregate. And so that's what happened. We were congregating. And then we made the decision, we're going to fucking take up that bridge. So then we moved down the street and we take up the bridge. And so now this is something that's interesting. They had like a bunch of like cops positioned up here. I don't know, like on the roof. Like, I don't like, why are they on the roof? Like, I'm just like, it's so weird. It's like, it's strange. And so I stopped posting here. because I just could not, I could not post. It was just like a thing that didn't exist. And so I started posting this. Police arrests, and, you know, they arrested 9 people, I think, actually. And I got some of them on video. And so I was originally going to come home and post them. But then, you know, I decided to stay a little bit longer and decided to run from cops a little bit more, which made it so that I was just in a different part of the town. And so I ended up staying the night at someone's and then got here this morning. But enough of my life story. I've got some of the video because I recorded the video. I just haven't, you know, edited it or done any of that shit. So I've got some videos. I don't know exactly the order. Hold up. I'm sorry for this, but, you know, I'm a citizen journalist. What can I say? Okay. Okay, that was after, wasn't it? Hold the phone. I gotta fucking put my phone on the goddamn again. I missed the video file. Okay, hold up. I'm sorry, folks. I'm unprofessional. I'm unprofessional. But yeah, so yesterday cops bum rushed people. They started like beating people, like legit, like actually beating people. They used tasers, and other like, you know, like weapons on people. And so like it got a little fucking crazy. It got a little motherfucking crazy. And so like just give me a couple seconds to copy and paste this video. So from my phone so that I can play it on my computer and I can show you exactly what happened from my perspective. But it's got to copy and paste. So give me that little bit of time. But again, so yeah, last night I'll give you the you know, the play-by-play from my memory. So last night we took the bridge and that's where shit got serious. They brought out a shit load of goddamn motherfucking cops. And so, you know, they were there, and so they fucked with people. And again, people, I don't know if people got tased or the taser went on. I don't know exactly. All I know is I heard the taser. That's all I know. That's all I can tell you is that I heard the taser. And so whether or not the taser made contact with people, that I don't know. I'm not that person that may or may not have been contacted by the taser. All I know is the relationship between myself and the taser involves me hearing the taser. So but they did use it. I heard like several like distinct noises, you know, like probably like 5 or so. So they did use it multiple times. And then they started dragging people, snatching people, stealing them away. And then people went from the bridge over to public safety, because we wanted to, you know, be like jail support for the people that got locked up. And then, like, you know, it got even a little bit more, like, it got a little bit more interesting on the way there. Like, on the way to public safety, we decided to cut by the road that has all the school buses. And, you know, I'll go into that. So this video is good. Okay. So I am going to, like, I don't know what this video, like, I haven't gone through it. This is just, I had the continuous footage going on. But so this is the video here, that I took of the cops, like, with their initial altercations. So as you can see, I'm in the middle of the street, folks. I'm cool. But anyway, so as you can see here, the cops start interacting. I believe what happened was one of the male police officers pushed a woman. And the woman got very upset at that, as anyone should. And then like that kind of, you know, created a lot of, you know, look at this guy, by the way. Look at this, like, look at this piece of shit. Like, hold up. This motherfucker on the right, the cop here. This guy, black cop, thin blue line. Could you imagine such a scenario? Like, what a dumb bitch. So basically we all start making fun of him. Everyone's like, you know, the thin blue line is dumb, right? Like, we all just start making fun of him. And things get a little heated. And so, you know, this was, you know, so this guy comes in and then they just start moving back. And then Felton here decides to bring, oh, look at that. You see that shit? Bring attention to something. They start running. And so I back up a little bit, right? Because I'm not looking to get fucked up here. I'm the citizen journalist. I'm not looking to be anything like that. So I want to like showcase what I got here, because I saw Felton was coming up. He made like a signal, right? He made a signal, and then this happened. Now, do you know who they're chasing? Because like I didn't see this, right? At the time, because I was in like, I was actually there, but like looking at this, who are they chasing? Like who, like are you seeing this though? Like who are they like going after? What are they doing here? Like, okay, so they just start moving, like people are walking down the street and they just start going in, and like what? Right? Apparently a cop put their hand in someone's face. The guy pushed the cop's hand away and is being charged with assaulting an officer. That sounds about right. But it happened like more than one time. It happened multiple times, I think. Something like that happened. There were many altercations with cops. As you can see, my long ass fucking fingernail. Look at that shit. You see my long ass fingernail, right? So shit's popping off. At this point, I hear the taser go off a couple times. I don't want to like play the audio unredacted, because I don't know what kind of conversations I may have picked up, or like what was going on, or if I got people's names or anything. So like, but someone got fucked up on the ground there. And then more cops are coming in. Like I'm like, at this point, I'm like a little, you know what I mean? Like I'm a little freaked out. I'm not gonna lie. Look, we got some dumb motherfucker. You need to live like a normal human being. Sun, clean air, good food. Okay, let me tell you. Protesting the government every single day, I have a tan. Look at this. You see my hand? Look at that. I have a tan. You can see the skin change. So I have gotten more sun in the last 30 days than I've ever gotten in my entire life combined. Right? Like, I don't understand how someone can think, okay, so you go outside and scream at the government for 6 hours a day. Right, you're in a basement. What? Like, I'm sorry. I know. I get distracted with the trolls in the chat, but I just have such a good time with that. But as you can see, there are so many motherfucking cops over here. Like, what are they doing? And so, like, they just snatch people. And so that's kind of what they did. And so, I don't know what was going on. I don't know what was going on in there. But as you can see, a little bit more further angles. There's a lot going on in the bridge. And so that's the end of that video clip. Actually, is it? Hold up. Yeah, that's the end of that video clip. It's just cops moving. Okay. Again, I'm trying to figure out the order of these. Okay. So then we had this police officer of the law, this law enforcement official, decide to just kind of drive into a crowd, like slow, like that, like intimidation slow drive thing. And so I decided, I made a decision to just like kind of like stand in front of them for a little bit. And so then, just sneak in there. Look at this guy. Look at the cop car, by the way, the absolute state. Look at this guy. He's got groceries. Look at the fucking, like, this guy's got, like, what, potato chips? Like, what's going on in there? That's me, by the way. Like, what, you gotta eat potato chips on the job? Like, come on, buddy. Like, what the fuck? Like, don't you get enough food, like, money? Don't you get paid enough for real food? Like, what is that, right? It's so weird. That's, like, it's strange behavior, someone eating, like, but anyway, so then we have this situation. I'm just playing video clips. I don't even know, where is Maxton? I have no idea where that is. But that's somewhere. And they were here for some reason. So then we decide to just continue occupying the bridge. And again, this is where things started to get serious. They threatened arrest on people. It was a pretty big deal. But again, that's where you can see the police officers. Again, I want to remind everyone that they are of the law. Like, that's them. Give me a sec. This video is sideways. How do I fix that? How do I fix that? Can I fix that? Is that possible to fix, or is it just going to have to be sideways? Anyway, so here's the sideways video of I'm having a problem. Maxton is on the South Carolina border. Now I want to remind everyone, we are on the Virginia border. We are on the Virginia border. Someone from the opposite end of the state is in here. I don't know what they're doing. But as you can see, the cops start lining up. And so that's what happens. And so, okay, so then they have a bunch of this situation. The cops threaten arrest. They bring out like like an audio device. I don't exactly know if it was an LRAD, But it made a very, very loud and obnoxious noise that like really hurt my fucking ears. Look at these fucking motherfuckers. Look at these people. Look at that fucking one. This is I was like, yeah, is this where I'm giving commentary? All right, listen to me. Listen to me in the moment. Fucking specimen. Jesus Christ. Look at that fucking one. Is that even a real one? Like, it's got to be CG, man. That's got to be CG. I thought I had water, but I don't. But anyway, so you can see these motherfuckers. And like they're just like kind of standing there waiting to get to play with their guns. Maxton is 242 miles from Elizabeth City. Lord have motherfucking mercy, right? That's crazy. So people are like, you know, expressing their First Amendment rights, and they're, you know, petitioning the government with their list of grievances here. I'll turn this off. And so, as you can see, you know, they exist. The cops are just kind of still chilling. A lot of this footage is just because there's fucking Felton, like fucking in his like weird ass out position. Like, what is that? Look at this guy. Why is Felton ass out? Like, what's going on there? Anyway. And so, like, here we are. So this is when shit starts to pop off. I think maybe. Yeah, because I'm like walking away a little bit. So the state troopers come in. And the state troopers kind of have their own, like authority kind of a thing. So, like, they can kind of, like, leapfrog and make these decisions or whatever. I don't know exactly how it works. But the state troopers coming in, that's usually a sign of trouble. That's usually not good. That's not something that should be happening, right? And so we had another situation where after that we left the bridge, and you know, needless to say, we did not disperse, right? Like, we just didn't do that. So this is here we are. So we decide to go to where the police are, their little headquarters here in town, and we decide to just troll them. It's called we do a little trolling. And you know, we just do a little trolling. So we actually, these people right here in the vests that you see, the news media vests, those are the USA Today reporters that got arrested, these folks. And so, like, that's how, like, I just want to, like, let you know, like, that's how close I was to getting arrested last night. Like, I'm, like, literally right behind them. So, but anyway, and so look at these fucking, like, small dick energy looking motherfuckers. Like, one of the things, like, what is this cop thing with, like, they also do this. It's like, like, do you see that one in the background? What is that? Like, what, like, seriously, does anyone know what that is? Like, what like, it, like, what, like, you know, I'm just like, I just don't understand. Like, what is that? What is this position? Like, this is not a natural position of any kind. No regular people do this. Like, you ever fucking, like, walk down the street? You know, sometimes I walk down the street like this. You know, sometimes I walk down the street, you know, like this or something. I've never walked down the street like this. Like, who does that, man? Like, I'm serious. It's crazy. Right, but so I want to play some audio here because we're going in.
No justice!
No peace! So as you can see,
no justice!
Look at these.
No racist!
They're everywhere, man. They're everywhere.
No racist!
So that's me screaming in this guy's face, by the way.
Fuck these racists! No
so
justice!
Okay, this truck here, this school bus had like a bunch of cops on it, right? And there's more school buses. There's more of them up here. So there's more school buses, and they have so many cops on them, and therefore, like arresting, like what? I don't like. Honestly, like, let's be honest. Let's be real. Like, here, like, what are these buses for, bro? Like, what are you doing? You got a school bus? Like, what are we going to daycare, motherfucker? Are we going on a field trip? Like, I don't understand. But they've got school buses here, and there's like cops on the motherfucking school bus. Look at these little fucking jackasses. Look at them. Like, yeah, man, go, whoa, like, fucking good old boy motherfuckers. So anyway, so these motherfuckers are on the school buses. And again, we make some bad decisions. We're like, you know what? We're going to, like, you know, bad decision in the sense of, like, yeah, 9 people got arrested. And so, again, we just decide to heckle the shit out of them. And it's pretty great. But we're expressing our First Amendment rights on the sidewalk. We are just, you know, expressing these rights that are that are protected under the First Amendment to the Constitution. And so we decide to take the crosswalks. Right? I mean, like, what, are you going to arrest us for walking in the crosswalk? Officer, I'm trying to get to my car, officer. Like, how am I going to cross the street? We invented crosswalks for a reason, officer. Right? And so that's the situation that we're in here. So we decide to take the crosswalks. And then, you know, this is actually, this is so wild to watch. Because a lot of this I was just, like, recording and then living in the moment. But look at these motherfuckers. They start to come out. right? Like they start to come out, and I'm like, I'm moving. I'm like, okay, all right, the cops are coming. All right, I'm in another direction now. So, I think that may have been. Okay, so this is, yeah, I'm just like running. I'm running and I'm using the optical zoom. I'm using the optical zoom on my camera from fucking like down the motherfucking street. And so, yeah, I can't get too many good angles here. But yeah, so I run from these motherfuckers. Like, I'm out. Like, look at that. Look at that shit. Like, these people start running. I'm like, are there cops anywhere? What's going on? I'm going to try to get a better angle. I put the phone down because I'm very concerned. And then I'm like, okay, and then, and then, here they come. But anyway, so that was crazy. Last night was pretty fucking crazy. I got some other shit on film, but I still have to chop it all up and shit. But some other stuff that happened was, the magistrate's office where people go, when they're arrested, they would not let people's lawyers in. I recorded an interaction. Man, these dogs. I recorded an interaction, where a cop. There's so many dogs downstairs. Where a cop, did this to a woman's neck, like trying to like get them to leave the building. That is not Max. Max is actually sleeping on the fucking floor. Those are the other dogs. We have new dogs in the house, but that's a whole different story. And so we had cops that were basically just saying lawyers were not allowed. And then also I did get some footage. And, I'm just gonna look through my phone real quick. I did get some footage of people getting marched off. Yo, I heckled so many cops last night, man. I was going in. You ever have those moments where you make decisions, right? And then, you just, think about them later. Because that's, the situation I'm in. Just thinking about this shit. I was going in. All right. I'm just trying to get some more videos. I'm careful. I know what's going on. Anyway, I hope everyone in the chat's having a great time right now. But yeah, so I got some video of the people being hauled off of one of the vans. USA Today reporters got hauled off, and it's gonna take 7 minutes. I'll post it later. And so I'll post it later. But anyway, that is day 29 of protests in Elizabeth City for the over the police shooting of Andrew Brown Jr. Things are definitely escalating. If you are going out to protest, please be safe. And also, Lord, have fucking mercy on your soul. And you better fucking, I'm talking about your feet. You're the soles on your feet, motherfucker. Because you're going to have to learn how to run. I'm serious. Y'all are going to have to learn how to motherfucking run. Because these guys, they're not fucking around. I don't know what to tell you. They're not having a good time. And so, yeah. But I've also got this USA Today article, which is fantastic. So, last night in the protests, USA Today reporters got arrested. Earlier in the show, I showed you how close I was. I was literally right next to them for a large amount of the 10 minutes before shit got serious. You know what I mean? When you're in these situations, right, there's time dilation, right? As soon as you see the cops start running for people, it's okay, all right, and then you just retrace your steps, and that's oh wait, that was only a 3-minute I think. But anyway, so we basically went by the little headquarters stationed in downtown Elizabeth City, where they have the school buses and the little military checkpoints and their little gun collections. And so as a result, they started arresting people. Now, to my understanding, from what someone told me, is that when the police started arresting people, the person whoever gave the order said, grab them, grab everyone. That's what I was told. I don't know if that's going to be audible. I don't know if this has audio. Does it have audio? Is the audio seriously this low? Like, so, okay, so the video doesn't have audio. Why? Like, what? The video? Like, what? I'm sorry. Like, come on. Like, it's USA Today. Give some audio boost. But as you can see, she's being arrested. And so that's just crazy. They just started grabbing everyone. They started specifically targeting members of the media, people that are loud. And like again earlier, I was pretty fucking loud. I literally like I would be like maybe 10% likely that there's a chance that like saliva remnants from my face entered the personal atmosphere of a cop because I was yelling at them from such a close distance. With that being said, let's read the article. 2 reporters for the USA Today network were arrested on Wednesday night while covering a protest in Elizabeth City, North Carolina. Ayano Nagaishi and Allison Cutler, government watchdog reporters for the Staunton News Leader, were reporting on a small protest for Andrew Brown Jr., an unarmed black man who was shot and killed by deputies in Elizabeth City. About 50 people had gathered to demand transparency and release the body camera footage. Now, that's poorly worded, I will say. About 50 people gathered. That's not the order of operations. There is not correct. Like, we had a couple hundred people gather earlier in the day, and then at this point, this was just like the end of the crowd of people that hadn't gone home yet, right? That's not like, it's not like people gathered in that, like only 50 people specifically gathered in that interaction. No, it was just the remnants of the crowd that already existed that was much larger. So I'm just throwing that out there. So there's a filming of a Twitter Live. Police approached, asked, ladies in the vest. Again, the vest says news media. It's just crazy. Yeah, Nagaishi and Cutler were wearing their media vests. They repeatedly identified as media as they were being cuffed. Now, again, I was next to that. I've spoken to them a couple times, right? Like, they've got this whole thing. They've got the big fucking vests. They've got the badges. They've got all of that motherfucking shit. And it's crazy. A citizen was holding Nagaishi's phone to film the arrest, and an officer confiscated the phone and put it in Nagaishi's pocket. Cutler was put in the front of the van with 2 other people, while Nagaishi was in the back with 6 others. To my understanding, someone had a medical emergency and had a panic attack in the back of the van as well. Again, I'm just like, let me look for that video, because that's just like, to me, that's such valuable information to me. But I don't have the video, so like, it's just not readily available for me, the video. But either way, okay, so yeah, I have this video. Check this out. So I have them being hauled off of the van. I'm right here. So this is them being hauled off of the motherfucking van. Check this out. This is my video. Isn't that crazy? Like, that, you're reading an article from USA Today, and it's like, yep, this is where I'm at. POV, right? So this is them being hauled off. As you can see, that, like, look, there's the fucking vests, right? Like, and look at all the fucking little KKK Klan members with their little flex cuffs on their fucking, like, arms, and look at them. Look at that. Like, these people are embarrassing. And look at this motherfucker. This guy's like, right? Like, what is that? It's incredible. If you wanted to, like, watch this, like, clip or whatever, like, I've got audio. Like, I'm speaking out really loud.
Being in that illegal arrest?
Like, look at that. I'm, like, going in on these motherfuckers. But anyway, so yeah, so there's the other reporter who is being marched in. So again, when they got handcuffed and arrested, we went down to the jail to provide them support. And so again, that's where I was during that whole interaction. It's pretty fucking crazy, right? Like, that shit's crazy. Man, these cops are out of motherfucking control. Let's go back to this. 2 journalists clearly identified in doing their job should have never been arrested in the first place. She said these senseless attacks on press freedom must stop. All right, there you go. There you go. Wednesday's night's arrest happened about 5 minutes after police and protesters dispersed from a tent scene on a larger main street shortly before 9 p.m. Police threatened to arrest protesters for a law that prohibits, according to their announcement, standing, sitting, or lying on a street or roadway. Now, again, that's when we went to the sidewalk. Protesters walked several blocks on the sidewalk and came to a street where 2 white police inmate transport buses were parked. Those are the videos I showed earlier. Those buses had additional police inside. This is actually a pretty good report. This is pretty good. Hell yes. Police declared an unlawful assembly just before 8:30 p.m. Brown 42. Okay. All right, so that's pretty decent reporting. I got all that on film. But again, shit's crazy. We live in a police state. This is a military occupation. Y'all need to get your shit together. We don't have a First Amendment. You need to understand this. Like I'm telling you this right now. First Amendment doesn't exist. Right now, I need this isn't like, you know, like you're playing a video game and like you choose the hard difficulty or the easy mode, right? This isn't like there's rules built into the system, right? And those, like, it's not like gravity, motherfucker. This isn't like, you know, like the speed of light. Like, you need to understand here, the First Amendment doesn't mean shit. It doesn't mean anything, right? If you can be arrested while you're clearly identifying as press, right, in a country that has freedom of the press, like, I got news for you, motherfucker. That's not in effect. The freedom of the press is not in effect. We do not live in a country that has the right to freedom of the press. That doesn't exist. Like, I'm telling you, like, you need to understand the Constitution is a suggestion. What really matters, and the only thing that matters, is what people in power do with their power, and whether or not the brown shirts that carry out their will go along with it. That's what matters. Right? So if a Nazi commander says, round up the reporters, round up these people, round up those people, and the brown shirts actually do it, that's a problem. Right? Now, if the brown shirts were to stand up and say, First Amendment, actually, Officer Nazi SS, whatever the fuck your name is, First Amendment, this is the USA, this isn't Nazi Germany, what are you doing, sir? Right? Guess what? That doesn't exist. That's a fantasy world. That's not going to happen. These motherfuckers are going to carry out their orders like good little boys. They're little doggies. They're toy soldiers. Right? And you need to understand that. There is no First Amendment. There is, Second Amendment, like, what are you kidding me? Third Amendment, Fourth Amendment? They literally had cops stationed at colleges. They kicked out college students to have cops, military officers, occupy Elizabeth City. Third Amendment? You might be wondering, remember when you were in school, right, and you were reading the Bill of Rights, and you're like, oh, wait, you can't have military soldiers quartering in your house? That's such a weird rule. And then your teacher was like, yeah, but that was a big problem back then, so they just wrote it in there, right? And it's like, whoa, wait a second, back then, what, motherfucker? They violated the Third motherfucking Amendment. So I need you to understand, right? The First Amendment, gone. The Third Amendment, gone. Like, you could even say the Second Amendment is gone. Like, the Second Amendment says that we have the freedom of a well-regulated militia. Clearly, these officers are not well-regulated. If officers are beating the shit out of protesters and tasing them because their fifis get hurt, they're clearly not a well-regulated militia. So that's a little bit of a stretch, but bear with me here, right? But you understand what I'm saying here. There is no such thing as a constitution. There is no law. There is no order. The only thing that matters, the literal only thing that matters, are what people with power do with their power in those moments where their power is exercised or can be exercised. That's the only thing that matters, right? The First Amendment's not going to stop a cop from arresting a journalist. That's not going to happen, right? It's not like the fucking, like, God is going to shine down, woo, right? The cloud's going to appear and light's going to come out and then say, bitch, motherfucker, are you violating the First Amendment and you better unarrest that person? Like, that's not going to happen. We don't live in that goddamn fantasy world. So you need to understand, there is no fucking First Amendment. There's no 3rd, 4th, 5th, 29th, fucking 79th, 69th, right? They all don't fucking exist. None of them exist. And I want to look at you like, again, one of my other favorites, the 14th fucking amendment, right? That says you cannot commit an insurrection against the United States and still hold public office. What the fuck's going on, man? January 6th and we still have a Republican Party? What? What happened to the 14th Amendment? Guess what? Again, like I said, the only thing that matters is what people with power do with their power at that moment, right? So the January 6th happened, right? And the 14th Amendment only got like 50 supporters. And therefore, whoops. Oh, like, and think about that. I just think about that all the time. Like, okay, like, they had a fucking, like, thing to, like, exercise the 14th Amendment. The 14th Amendment exists. It's in the Constitution. What do you mean exercise the 14th Amendment? Like, if it was the, like, I'm going off the handle here. Like, if the 14th Amendment was in the it was a constitutional right that you cannot commit an insurrection and still hold public office. If that were constitutionally, like, protected, if that were a thing that's emboldened and enshrined in the Constitution, you wouldn't need to have people vote. You wouldn't need to should we have a vote on the 14th Amendment? What vote? The 14th Amendment, it's already been ratified. It's already there. It exists. Just use it. You don't need to vote for anything. What the fuck are you voting for? Like, it's so bizarre. Right? It's so fucking bizarre. What, you voting on the 14th? Well, just kick them out. They violated the 14th fucking amendment. Just kick them out. It's that easy. Right? But again, like, this whole thing is just like, Anyway, there is no press freedom. This is a military state. This is a police state. You are not free. You only exist because people in power just want you to or just don't care about you enough. That's the only, like, I'm telling you this right now. You are not free. You do not live in a free world. If you were living in the United States of America, at least, you do not live in a free world. You do not have First Amendment rights. You do not have Second Amendment, 4th, 5th, 7th, 9th, 15th, 20th. You have no rights. You have nothing. You are alone. You have nothing. The government does not care about you. The state does not care about you. They will fuck you up at a moment's notice if you even look at them funny. Like, I need you to understand this. This is not like, oh, but there's some good. No, 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 motherfucker. No, 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 motherfucker. Again, I want to play this video. I want this video to be just, like, look at this. They are marching journalists from USA Today. This isn't like me, like, you know, going out there with my cell phone. Hey, I have a YouTube show. Trust me, guys. No, these are people, credentialed journalists from a major organization. Do you see any of these cops turn around and say, hey, bro, what about the First Amendment? Why are you arresting her? You see them? You see the cops turn around and say, yo, unlawful arrest, bro. What are you doing? You see them? Law enforcement? Hey, remember the law that says, you know, First Amendment right? Law enforcement? Are they enforcing the laws right now? No, right? But they're law enforcement. That's what they call themselves. They're law enforcement. So why aren't they enforcing the laws? You know what I mean? Right? Like, you understand this, right? Like you understand. These are law enforcement officials. That's their job. Like, this is their job. They get paid a salary to enforce law. Right? But they're just not doing that. Like, look at them. They're not doing that. Why aren't they enforcing the law? Right, because they're not law enforcement. They're pigs. They're Nazis. They're fucking, like, it's a military occupation. We don't live in a free country. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to fucking tell you. This isn't a free country. You don't have rights. There are no rights. When you say my First Amendment right, I'm sorry. What First Amendment right? There is no First Amendment. There is no Constitution. There is no Bill of Rights. None of it is real. None of it exists. It's not here. Sorry. I don't know what to tell you. But anyway, that's what happened. It's crazy. Shit's crazy, man. Out of control. There's no dissent among the cops doing it either. Nobody asking if they ought to be doing this. And that's what, like, when I was there, like, you know, in the videos here that I keep popping up, I'm just screaming at them with the First Amendment, like, and what it says. I don't want to, like, I haven't, like, gone through the audio of what's, like, playable here, but.
The first freedom of the press.
Look at that.
First
you see them, though?
amendment to the United States Constitution.
Right, look at that. You see that? Are they enforcing the law?
Y'all are the good guys, right?
No one enforcing the law?
You're the good guys, right?
Look at this guy's, like, look at this guy. He's doing a little dance routine. You see that shit? Look at his foot. What are you doing? Like, what is that? Look at that. You doing a little fucking, what is that? I don't know what's going on. Look at that school bus, though. Look at that shit. Like, isn't this this is, like, I'm glad, look at the, like, what are you doing? Like, what is this? Like, what the fuck? Like, I'm serious. Like, there's just, like, fucking buses flying around. There's, like, what is going on, bro? But again, law enforcement, okay, buddy, sure. Like, and I'm a fucking rock star. All right. Like, okay. You know what I mean? Like, all right, you're law enforcement. Okay, buddy. Right? All right, and I walked on the moon. Sure. Lord have fucking mercy. God damn. Yo, last night was crazy. Lord have motherfucking mercy. Yeah, that's basically the show for today. Like, what's poppin', folks? Whoa. My world has just been turned upside down, folks. My world has just been turned upside down. Wow. What on God's green earth? Is this real? Folks, I have breaking news. Time Splitters. Time Splitters, one of my favorite games in the history of games, is apparently coming back. That's crazy. That's crazy. Deep Silver announced today that a number of key original members of Free Radical Design have joined together to reform the studio under the same name, including founders, blah, 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 blah. The studio will serve as a subsidiary of Deep Silver, and they're going to make more Time Splitters. Is that possible? Is that possible? That's crazy. That's possible. It's wow, what a world that we live in. Anyway, folks, that's going to be my show for today. And that's it. That's what's going on. I'll see y'all in the future. So I'm just listening to the dogs downstairs. Can you hear them? Look at Max. Max is just like, ugh, other dogs again. Max is just like, I'm a dog. Max is like, I'm a dog. Bodan, I'm excited. I'll have you know, I'm excited. Damn right, Zero. Yo, look, like back to the subject from before. Look at my arms. Like, look at that. Like, look at the color of my arms. Isn't that crazy? Like, am I even the same person? Like, that's so weird to me. Like, am I the same person I was a month ago? I'm not sure. By the way, a month. Today will be day 30 of the protests. Whoa. Hello, dogs. Hello, dogs. Anyway, folks, thank you for watching. Y'all have a good one.
Ladies and gentlemen, leaders and fighters for freedom and liberty and the American dream, the best is yet to come.
$7 million for reef fish management, $25 billion to combat Asian carp, $2.5 million to count the number of amberjack fish in the Gulf of Mexico. Well, you have to understand, the first time I ever heard of Black Lives Matter, they were chanting, pigs in a blanket, talking about police. Pigs, talking about our police. Pigs in a blanket, fry them like bacon. Running against the worst candidate in the history of presidential politics puts pressure on me. Can you imagine if I lose my whole life? What am I doing? I'm going to say, I lost to the worst candidate in the history of politics. I'm not going to feel so good. Maybe I'll have to leave the country. I don't know. As far as my relationships with all people, I think I have great relationships with all people. I am the least racist person in this room.